Hello and welcome to another episode of Geek-Men and the Masters of the Thundernerds. I'm Dustin.
And I'm Zombie.
Yep. And we have a very special guest with us today. And I'm just going to go ahead and get it on over there. Welcome. How's it going?
Hey, good. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing good.
It's Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Friday. Get to talk some toys and some fun stuff, hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited about it.
So our guest tonight is Bo, and he is the your creator, correct, of Combat Creatures.
Yep. New
Awesome.
like a new take on Battle Beast with like a 6.5-inch line and 31 points of articulation, lots of detail. Super fun.
Yeah. That was the thing that drew me most to the line, because I am a Battle Beast fan.
Nice.
I still have all of mine right here. And so I was just like, oh man, those look like Battle Beasts. And then sure enough, it's just like, ooh, they do look like Battle Beasts.
And then to find out they're like inspired by Battle Beasts, mixed with like Warhammer and Thundercats and He-Man, just all kind of put together.
Yeah. Well, okay, so let's talk about how you got started in this. Because it was originally Morphonauts, and you had a ton of articulated minifigures like this that you do. And then how did it branch out to the new thing that you have going on?
Yeah, so it basically started with the last Kickstarter I did for Morphonauts, when I was like, I've been a 3D artist for like 17 years and working on like video games and movies and board games, and as soon as 3D printing came around, I started like tinkering with that and seeing what the possibilities were. Like yeah, that was like probably what 10 years ago maybe, when I started just figuring it all out. And then so yeah, I did a Kickstarter, and as I was trying to figure out the joints, because I just had one of the FDM printers where it's not very high quality, I just grabbed some magnets and started doing the magnet thing. So that's where the Morphonauts came, because I wanted to do a modular action figure, and I started testing the magnets, and it was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And so I was just going like full steam with that, see what I could do. And they were some cool figures. They were like 4-inch figures, sci-fi. I had like robots and mutants and humans. And that's kind of always been like my thing, is like a modular action figure. So that Kickstarter didn't fund. And so like immediately after, I kind of went back to like just my roots of like 3D printing and figuring out articulation a little bit better, changing scales. And so for the last couple of years, I've just been like kind of doing commissions, making stuff that people want, and just improving my designs. Like people were wanting like little Mega Construct figures. Yeah. And so I was testing out the Mega Constructs like articulation. So if you look back, like even on my Instagram page, like a long time ago, they kind of had those proportions where they're kind of like a little more dwarfish looking, like I guess a Mega Construct, like kind of bulkier. And slowly, like that's just like not my thing. Like I know there's a place for it, and like yeah, I've done a ton of commissions for people that like that. But like as I look at those, I'm like, they just look so short. So I slowly like made them taller and taller, and then I'm just like, freak, I'm just gonna make like a realistic proportional action figure. And just slowly that articulation, I was like, okay, let's add like a thigh swivel, let's add a bicep swivel. So all those 3D printed figures that I'm doing for people, like what I think people want, and people are like, oh, you need to make a Ninja Turtle. I'm like, okay, that's cool. Like I'll do that and get that out to people. But that has all just been like my own like research and development to make like take another stab at a factory run. And so as I was like perfecting this articulation, that it's once again modular, like everything pops in and out. It's just all been research and development to get another factory figure that I could also 3D print parts for. So literally make whatever you want. And when I was thinking
Mhm.
of like a subject, should I do like, should I just make the Morphonauts again in this new form, like 6-inch form? I was like, what else would be that's like cool that like hasn't really been done yet, like the way I want it. There's like stuff that's close, but I was like, okay, Battle Beast, like Hasbro's not doing it, no one's
Right.
doing it. Like I want the sci-fi, like it's like I was thinking of things I love. I'm like, I love Warhammer, big, bulky,
Yeah.
sci-fi armor. I love Battle Beast, like just I think everyone, like the cool thing about Battle Beast is for everyone has like some like animal they either they love in their lives or like
Mhm.
a mascot that they like root for or went to high school or they should like if you live in Chicago you're a Bears fan or whatever.
The Bears.
So yeah, the Bears. Yeah. So it's just like mixing like all that stuff into making like an action figure line that I want like everyone to like grasp a hold of. And so, yeah, that's how Combat Creatures came about, is just perfecting that articulation. And I was like, okay, like I'm selling these to people just on my website, just random figures that they know and love. But ultimately I want to make my own brand and known
Mhm.
like figures. And then, but I still always want to just make what people want. People are always come to me for commissions, but yeah, I want to make, it's kind of a mix. I want the community to be a part of it. And because I was
Mhm.
getting people to saying like, oh, you need to make Battle Beast. So I was like, okay, I could see that. And so
Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of how it came about. And now, yeah, I've made the prototypes and because I've gone through that process and worked with a factory and gotten painted samples, it'll make the Kickstarter like that much like faster. So if you like most Kickstarters, they take like sometimes a year. And I even
Mhm.
put my goal date, I think like in July, but I honestly don't think it'll take that long. I just wanted to put there like a little buffer of a couple months,
Yeah.
just because you never know what's going to happen with manufacturing. But
Mhm.
because I've gone through that so much of the process, it should actually go pretty quick. So I'm excited
Yeah.
about that.
And I heard things come to a screeching halt around the February month because of Chinese New Year with the
Yeah,
factories and
yeah,
everything. So there,
yeah. I added a month on because of that. Just that
right.
alone.
So you actually have your Kickstarter going right now,
Yeah.
and I checked it right before we went live, and I told Dustin, man, he's halfway there
Yeah.
already.
Yeah. We got 3 weeks to go, halfway there. So yeah, it's all
I
and
mean,
it's all
that's
about.
impressive.
Yeah, thank you. It really is all about momentum, is like just keep it going. A lot of people like want to wait and see, but it's like just keep it going because the stretch goals on this thing like are awesome. Like there's more figures, but on top of that, like I haven't shown the other stretch goals that I want to do. It's like but because I don't want to just like show everything if we haven't hit the first stretch goals or even funded. So yeah,
Right.
let's
Right.
get that funded and then we can start doing some other fun stuff.
Yeah, like one of the stretch goals I hope you get to is I mean it's a little further down, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it's a raven. So
Yeah.
that's like I saw that, I'm like, oh God, I gotta have that.
Yeah, and that was one of those ones. Like I was telling you, I actually made a Raven, put them on my website, and that's kind of how I decided to even do a Kickstarter, is because like I think I made an let's see, a crocodile. I almost called it a crocodigator because my daughter, she's 5 years old, she still calls it crocodigator. Uh, anyway, crocodile, a raven. I did like a Wolverine. He's kind of got the Marvel Wolverine colors,
Ah,
and
nice.
I did a fox kind of, and I did those colors like just to show similar to the fox, the Battle Beast fox, and then I think I did a shark, and they are all like people were just buying them like crazy. So I'm like, okay, like I can see there's a desire for these. How cool would it be if they're like 6.5 inches to go with other people's collection? Because that's the one of the
Mhm.
most popular sizes. There's like you got your camps of the 4-inch and 6-inch, but anyway, I was like, okay, I'll make them 6-inch. I can still sell whatever size on my website, and then have them full color, and it would be all modular, so you can just mix all the parts, mix and match. You can use these parts for like other lines that I'll be coming out with. So, I want to get Combat Creatures funded because I love this articulation system I came up with like so much that I'm like, okay, I can use this on like any figure, and I can scale it up and down, and it's perfect. So like you were showing the little 2.5-inch figures, that's like system is basically the exact same as the 6.5-inch. So it scales up and down as much as you want.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And then, yeah, that picture you got on there, I made a kind of an add-on is I call them the BBs for,
right.
You know, they kind of got that Battle Beast
it's
look.
Such a Battle Beast vibe.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Yeah.
But also, I totally see the broad shoulders, you know, thinner waist and stuff of like every Warhammer dude out there. So it's like I totally get that.
Yep.
Mixing
the things I love, and I just try to make things one that I love, but like I try and listen to the community. Like I get in the community and people, it's kind of weird. Like I'll take a commission for whatever, doing something for someone, but sometimes someone will just be like, they'll just say something, it'll spark my brain. I'll be like, okay, I'll make that, and they don't have to do the commission. So it's just like straight up, they just kind of get me sometimes. So I'll be like, okay, that's a good idea. I'll make that and put it out for people.
Oh nice. Yeah. As strictly just a customizer, taking commissions and stuff like that myself, somebody will send me a message, you know, and they're like, look, I know you're busy, because I'm always busy, I'm always working on stuff, but they'll tell me, you know, hey, I've got this idea, you know, tell me what you think. And they'll tell me what it is, and it's just such a great idea. I'm like, oh, okay, I gotta make it. Send the stuff over, I'll do it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's how it goes. Like, and that's what's cool about the community. I really feel like so many people in like this collectors community, we all kind of, I feel like we think alike. Like everyone wants to like kind of make their own stories. Like they want to collect the cool stuff, the famous popular stuff, but then everyone, it's like almost like if you're not, there's a lot of people that aren't actually like straight up artists or whatever, but this is like the perfect way for people to express that art with just stuff that's already made. And so you can get people to customize like some of the coolest looking things, and they're not a 3D artist, you know, or whatever. They don't have like access to all that. They can just like Frankenstein, cut, mix and match, kit bash, and yeah, I've seen some of the coolest like figures out there just from, you know, people mixing and matching and using the most random things that you're like, what, he used that figure and slapped on some like green stuff, and you know, took this arm from that guy, and it looks like cooler than something a major brand would do.
Definitely.
Yeah. I feel like that is the case with this guy compared to the actual Masterverse.
Yeah.
Fisto.
Nice.
It's just like, yeah.
Totally.
That's a collaboration between Dustin and me on a Mythic Legions figure. I took a Build-A-Figure forearm from
Red Dynamo or something
Red
like
Dynamo,
that.
yeah. I could not think of the name of that. So, but he did the rest. I just fitted the arm to make like a pop fit for the figure.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's awesome. And that's like exactly what I want to do with like Combat Creatures is the first line that I want to have use this system. And then on top of that, so I want to make more stuff. I'd love to bring back my Morphonauts that have like big robots, and then there's creatures like I got like a mantis and a crab looking thing, and then like super soldiers, and then everything can just mix and match and pop on and off. And it's the way I did the joint system. It's all the barbells that I use, they'll be made out of this super hard POM. So like, I don't think that there's going to be like any broken joints on this thing, because everything is like, it's a barbell, and it's like a thick barbell too. So it's not like a little thin disc inside of another disc that, you know, if you barely turn it, it's going to break, you know? So a lot of thought went into how I actually build it too.
So how is the testing process would that go? Do you get samples from the factory, and you get to tell them, you know, this doesn't quite fit right or whatever, and you get to see the quality of the plastic?
Yeah, exactly. You get to test all that out, and what I feel like what I was kind of explaining is that because I've been able to make like tons of 3D prints because I've been making them and like selling them and stuff like that. Like if you make a good 3D printed action figure and that can hold up, then a factory figure is going to be like 10 times, like 20 times better, just because you have like the softer PVC plastic that has a little bit of bend, but it still holds its form because plastic, it's some weird phenomenon or whatever. It has memory, and so it's always going to want to come back to its shape. So yeah, I've got like full figures, fully articulated, 6-inch helmets pop off, articulated. This is basically a custom combat creature, but I made like a human super soldier just by
Nice.
And that's kind of what I want to do with the combat creatures too. Is I want to have a factory figure with all the hard joints and like sturdy joints and sturdy parts and fully painted. But then as a 3D artist, if someone like gets the combat creatures, they're like, oh, how sweet would it be to just do a quick whatever head, like an eagle head or something I'm not going to do. Or if they want like a human, they're like, hey, I love the big bulky super soldier you got, like body. Let's add this kind of shoulder pad, maybe make it more like Warhammer looking, or whatever. Make an astronaut where like I designed this thing where like this, there could be like a big dome over this thing, and like make more of like a Starcraft space marine, or there's just so many like possibilities with these figures. And so I just want to make it what people can use to make stuff.
Yeah. I definitely dig it. It looks really
thanks.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. What kind of action figures are you guys like? What's your main go-to, or your collection, your favorite stuff?
Well, for me, I'm Black Series and Super 7 Thundercats, and I unfortunately, I shouldn't say unfortunately. No, that's not the word I want to say. I want to say fortunately, I jumped in on the Animal Warriors of the Kingdom back when that was kickstarting, and so I specifically bought those to go with my Thundercats.
Nice.
Because it's just like, oh yeah, that would be cool, and it is. It's not too bad. I have some pictures that I'm gonna post probably in the next day or so.
Sweet.
I have all the Animal Warriors of the Kingdom and Super 7 Thundercats together on the table, and it's just like,
sweet.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's funny you say the Thundercats, because when I was making my the Lion, there was a lot of Thundercats like inspiration with that. Just kind of in the, I don't know, just his armor. Even though I used the color theme of more of an Iron Man, like I wanted like the golds and like the deep reds, and then but like his shield. You know how Lionel has that like a big claw. Yeah. Even though my shield for the lion, it's like a lion head, it just kind of has that feel like one hand is like a bulkier one and one holds the sword, and it's I don't know. So anyway, that was my thought process. I was like when I was making that, I was like, okay, this is like Thundercats, and like I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, for sure. It's like that's definitely one. It's like, oh man, I really want to have that one. I want them all, but man. You know how money is. It's like, oh, geez.
I gotta go legions.
Yeah, I gotta go beg the wife if I was like, hey, can maybe we can I?
We don't need food this week, right?
And my jam is Mythic Legions right now. I do a lot of stuff with that, but I have a passion for like the anthropomorphic style charactars.
Nice.
Okay. So what you're making is like right up my alley. Some of my earliest toy memories are finding the little battle beasts, knowing nothing about them, and then I remember seeing a little animated commercial on TV when I was a kid. I'm like, oh, hey, I have some of those, and I wanted more.
Well, and that's what I mean. I'd love to do that. That's why I want to get these funded. Is Like I would literally would love to make every animal that they've made, like, just go crazy with it because, yeah, like I was saying, I feel like everyone has like an attachment or like they would think like an animal was just cool, like something that hasn't been done, like, oh, I like an elephant or some kind of pig, just random things. But then you make them all sci-fi and cool, and you're just like, okay,
Yeah.
that's dope.
Oh,
Yeah.
so totally. Oh man.
You're definitely on your way with your Kickstarter. I mean, I've seen some certain Kickstarters. They'll start out. They've got that jump right at the front, and then just dead in the water. It seems like right up until the end, and then you get that surge of activity of people going, okay, yeah, we got to get this funded. Come on, guys, let's rally the troops and put it.
It seems like that.
But
Yeah,
yours,
yeah, it kind of goes like that. It always has the surge. Even the ones that are like crazy and make tons and tons, they have the surge, and then it does like just slow off. So it is just a marathon. It's not like a sprint, but you just kind of get the surge, and then you do just certain things, and you get your spikes, and people will see it, and they're like, okay, this is something like I could use, and yeah, so it's fun seeing that.
Your stuff is pretty competitively priced compared to other lines and everything out there. Just for the single figure pledge is $35.
Yeah,
and your goal is, in my opinion, is a modest goal. I saw what the funding goal you got, and I'm like, I can't believe it's not more.
Yeah, I know. That was one thing that was like very important to me, because I was like, if I'm gonna make like a $50 figure, I'm like, I just can't. Like I said, I make stuff that I would get, so I'm like, okay, if I would pay this much money for that, I would like, I'm gonna make it. But if it's like something crazy, I'm just like, that's probably not for me, and I'm not gonna make it. But so the way I thought a whole lot into like everything from the parts used to the molds to the way it's painted to like future figures down the line. And so like that was something I worked with, and I found an awesome factory that I've already tested and done other stuff with. And the reason, like, they were able to do like a small MOQ or minimum order quantity, and that's the reason I didn't have to go for like 100,000, is like I didn't have to order 5,000 of each figure, which most factories require. And that's why you see people having to ask for like $100,000 to fund their campaign. But yeah, I'm glad I like kind of vetted some factories, found some like a production manager, an awesome production manager that's like done a whole bunch of toys, and he's gone through it too as far as vetting companies. So yeah, that's a big part of like making toys, is just the whole factory process.
Yeah.
So have you ever traveled to the factories? You've gone there?
Yeah, I haven't gone to this factory. I have gone to like overseas to China and to like see them. And because I've already used this factory, and I think my production manager, I think he's gone over and used this one before, and he's actually made several lines with this stuff, with this, and then we did one together. So with this factory. So yeah, so far it's been like an awesome experience, especially like working with him, because I can just focus on like the art side of it, which is what I want to do, and he takes care of them, and I'm like, okay, this is work. And then we just kind of help each other out. If he needs something for one of his lines, I'll like model something up or 3D print it and just send it to him. And it's a good it just kind of goes back to the community we have in the collectors. It is actually really cool to like see a lot of these different like toy makers, like the indie toy makers, working with the community, and then the community helping out. And that's why I thought Kickstarter would be good, is I just want the community to be a part of it. And even one of my goals, the stretch goal, or not a stretch goal, it's the top reward, is that if someone wants to make a creature for themselves and have it possibly be made in factory, like I kind of made that an option. So if you want to make something just for you, I can make like a 3D printed figure, print a few of them out for you, and then you get every other reward and stretch goal. But on top of that, if the community really likes that figure and they're like, okay, that Warthog Battle Beast is freaking awesome, and everyone wants it. It's like, hey, let's throw that in the story. Like, I want people to help out with the story, because I created this universe of the battle beasts, and they're on this planet Alfaria. It's like there's like portals that go to different worlds and stuff like that. So there's a ton of room for other people to like help out and help it grow and just be cool, you know?
Yeah. I really thought the world that you had teased in the intro, which I think we'll play when we close out. We'll let that play just to let it marinate in everyone's minds. But yeah, I thought that was really, really fun. Fun little tidbit.
Yeah, it's like I said, I think everyone just likes to be creative, whether they're like a lot of what I found a lot in the toy community is people like they want to customize, and then they'll on their display case or whatever, they'll customize their figures and almost create their own little world or whatever, and their own little, they'll make like different dios, and it's maybe some sci-fi power plant. So that's kind of what I wanted to do, just create this like world that has options for other worlds where we can just all make something cool together.
Yeah. And I tell you, I'm going to go back to this real quick. Review, share screen, combat, share. Okay. I really want to see this unlock the snake, the serpent dude, whatever his name is.
Yeah, that one I wanted to keep that one dark for a reason. So it's got it's got some special features that at least from what I know, haven't been done in an action figure, and I really want to show them because it's perfect for actually it's perfect for Morphonauts, but it's perfect for combat creatures. But anyone who's like a G.I. Joe fan would freaking like love this. So like we got to get it funded fast and get that thing unlocked, because like any G.I. Joe fans could use this, like, and it'll be sweet.
Oh,
I don't want to show it because I know Hasbro will be like, okay, that's awesome. We gotta take that.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, don't give them any ideas.
Yeah.
Right. It looks. Plus, I'm just talking like the lore that you have set up. It's talking about the serpents and teasing about it a little bit. I just thought that was such a cool thing that it's just adds that element of surprise, like danger. Like, could it be? Could it not be? It's just like, I think that's really cool.
Yeah. Well, the whole story, because the way I came up with that is I was trying to think of something like for what I want. I'm like, okay, am I going to do some animals good, some animals bad? Do I want, like, how do I choose that? And so what I kind of came up with was like these serpents that kind of can like on this planet, they're almost like demons, like demon ghost spirits, and they can possess the bodies of the animals. So they're like they could be good or bad, it just depends on what's happening in the story. So that's kind of where that came from. And then there are like actual like serpents as well, so that aren't so much the demon form.
That'll be cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I am too. I'm glad you guys like it. It's been fun, and it's just fun to create. I love just seeing what people like, and just looking on Instagram and seeing the cool customs, and every time I just want to kind of add to that, give people options to make what they want.
Well, you've got a lot of cool customs on your Instagram page, actually. You just recently posted that one Ninja Turtle, and I did a double take because I'm like, wait a minute. That's not, I didn't see that on the Kickstarter, and I read it, and I'm like, oh, okay, I got you. It's a custom.
Yes. Yeah, that was another one that, so when Zilla painted that, he's that painter, and I sent him a few things because he painted mine. He was just awesome about it. And anyway, I sent him that, and he painted it. And there's a couple other guys that have painted those Ninja Turtles, and that goes back to something that I wanted as a kid. Like, I always wanted back in the day, I wanted a G.I. Joe Ninja Turtle because they were like the most articulated figures of the time. But
Right.
then, but yeah, as I started like making stuff and coming up with my own system, like this Ninja Turtle uses the same articulation system as the combat creatures. So yeah, it kind of goes back to what I was saying is you can just mix and match those parts. If you wanted to throw that head on one of these sci-fi bodies, you got like a combat creature turtle,
Dude,
So awesome.
that is so freaking cool.
Yeah, he did a good job painting
Great
it up.
paint work too. Yeah, he did a great job.
Yeah, it kind of has that weathered look. That was what I love the way he did his like his paint style. It's like he does like this just kind of weathered look to his stuff where it looks like lived in and just kind of
very much so.
Yeah. I mean, because it's one thing to paint a toy and it's a toy, but then to really punch up the detail and, like you said, add the weathering and all of that kind of stuff. That's an art form all unto itself. Not everybody can pull it off successfully.
Right.
Yeah, I can't. I'm like, I feel like I've got a good hand at art, but like, I don't know if I just don't have the patience for painting. Like, you can always see my paint strokes when I test stuff out. I'm like, I'm just gonna go sculpt it. Whatever.
Well, we are our own worst critics.
Yeah, that's true.
Very, very much so. I mean, goodness.
Yeah, I was gonna say that picture, that top left one that you had on there of the lion, like that picture just makes me think of Lionel, like walking with his lion shield and his sword, just like ready to tear someone up,
Oh yeah, dude, it is so awesome. Oh, I love it. Where'd it go? Here it is. Oh, I shared the wrong window. But yeah, I really do. Share screen. This one. Share. There we go. Yeah, this one.
Yeah.
I
love that.
Oh, dude, it's so cool. And I love the shark, dude. It's just so funny.
Yeah, the shark is so crazy. I love that one.
Well, and all the characters, like with what I wanted to kind of evoke in their armor is that they all have like their army. So these were meant to be like army builders. So if you look at I think one of the posts I have, there's like you'll see like a wolf and then like a few behind him. So
yeah.
So each figure I made, they have like a replaceable like helmet, and so that kind of is more of the Warhammer idea. Like if you look at Warhammer, usually your captains are like going without a helmet, and then you got all the soldiers in the back, like all with helmet or whatever. But anyway, I wanted whatever creature it was, like for instance, this wolf you're showing, I kind of wanted to have aspects of like a wolf and features. So I kind of have a lot of like moon, like he's got these moon blades that are like a crescent moon, and that kind of goes back into their whole planet of Halora. That's this wolf planet.
Right.
Anyway, so I wanted that to just be a part of everything, and like the shark, he's got like fins, and he's got his shark sword that's got like teeth that kind of look like shark teeth going down the blade. And I don't think I added. I was actually about to post his little story and lore tonight, so I'll do that later.
You can't get just one wolf either. You got to get multiple because you got to have a wolf pack.
Yeah,
right.
For sure. Yep. Well, and that's why, I put a bunch of options on there on the Kickstarter. Like when you're creating a Kickstarter campaign, they're like, well, don't make too many. Like you don't want people to feel overwhelmed with like 100 like rewards. But I was like, okay, I want to give like, so maybe you can get 4, like get all 4. If you want to just like a battle pack, you get 2, or you can get like straight up get 8 of them and get a big army,
Oh, dude, I'm in so much trouble.
So let's go down a little bit to the BB scale. Yeah, that middle one right there. Now this you're showing here where the arms are interchangeable with an actual battle beast. Is that what I'm seeing?
Yeah, you are. So I wanted that it's kind of just as an option, just to make it a little bit easier. I didn't use the battle beast like straight up articulation. I have my own, like, I don't know why I'm like obsessed with the barbells. Like they just, every time I use them, they're like, they hold tight and it always conforms. Like it doesn't feel like it rubs anything away. So it seems like it just holds nice and tight and stiff forever. So like I try and use those where I can, just because they're like solid. So my figure has like a little barbell inside there that you can pop out. And because I do want to make these as a factory. I actually sent all these figures over to our factory a couple days ago because I keep getting everyone's like, oh, I love the little minis. You got to make them. So I'm like, okay, well they'll be available. But okay, I'm like, what can I do? I might do another stretch goal if we hit everything, we get the eagle, the crow, and the raven and the snake. I'm like, okay, let's see if we can, get the minis fully painted, like, and just looking awesome.
There you go.
Right.
Because I even had a friend, I shared earlier today on Facebook, and a friend of mine saw it, and he was like, oh my God, I saw the minis and I pledged. So you got to do it. You got to make them. Because I was reading and it says that it's 3D files, so you can print them yourself.
Yeah. I wanted to do that just as an option because I get that question all the time with all my figures too. They're like, are you going to give me the free, or like, how do I get the 3D files? And I'm like, well, I might get them out there eventually. Like I'm working on so many things. Like I would want to, because I do love 3D printing so much. And I like, for myself, I see how awesome it is and how many figures you can make. Like you could literally make like as many as you want of whatever you want, or at least like I can. So I'm like, I want to make like, let other people have that too. So yeah, that was an option. Like I can make the 3D print if you don't have a 3D printer, but if you do have one, it's totally worth it because you could make 100 of those for like $20,
Yeah, I've a few right here that I need to work on.
Yeah.
It's like one's missing a leg, arm.
In the Battle Beast, what I was thinking too is like if there's so many people that buy the only place you can really buy them is on eBay or I guess maybe at like a trade show. But like I just bought when I was developing the line, I went on eBay just because I couldn't remember Battle Beast like exactly their style. So I went and bought like a little lot of like I think it was like 7 of them just to remember the size, kind of gear up and remember everything about them. And like one of the figures didn't have an arm, and so I'm like, okay, like a lot of people probably have like 20 of these sitting around with no arm. So like I'll make an arm. It might not be the exact one they have or they need, but you could, if you look at Battle Beast, like sometimes they'll have a big sledgehammer. Like I think the elephant has like a sledgehammer, and or like I think the deer has like a drill or something like that. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I wanted to make. Yeah, there you go. Yep.
And the rhino, he's got a club.
Oh. Yeah, there you go.
So.
Yep. Yeah, so I wanted to make something so people, not only just for combat creatures, but it's like, hey, I've got this jackal over here and he's missing an arm, pop an arm in there, paint it up, and you've got like just build your collection a little bit rather than sitting in a box.
Yeah. I mean, mine's sitting in my desk drawer here, obviously, but I mean, I haven't thrown them away because I love them so much. Like I want to keep them for the memory, and it's like, I even wanted to go back and I actually bought. They had Laser Beasts, and also they came out with a thing called Beast Saga, and that had a dice system that would shoot dice out of their chest, and it would play into the game.
Oh, that's cool.
So I bought those, a ton of them, and got my kid interested in playing it. And so, and of course, the instructions are all in Japanese. So I'm having to go and look at Japanese translations and stuff like that. So
it's funny. You went hardcore on that. You're like, I'm going to play this damn game.
Right.
I remember you sent me one. I've still got it. It's behind.
I sent the turtle one.
I'm not gonna dig for it, but I actually had it maybe a month ago. I was going through some of these boxes. I was like, oh, that's where I stuck that thing.
And I mean, I have the reason I like this so much is I have a shark
Yeah.
that looks exactly like the shark in your line, and it's just like, oh, dude, that's so cool. I need that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yep. Yeah, I tried to, man, it took me forever to think of like the best, and I don't know if I did, but it seems like people really like them. I tried to think of the best ones I could do, and I know the Battle Beast line, you got the shark and the lion. I think they're the main good guy and bad guy, and I think the gator might be one. I'm not fully sure. And then I know a lot of people want the carp, which like I don't get that. Like he's cool looking, but I don't know, a carp doesn't seem like the most like feared creature in the world, but man, he's like a one.
There's a lot of lore in like Japanese lore for carp and what it brings and stuff like that. So it makes sense. Someone who knows like it deep or something or really cares. But
well, maybe someone will pledge for that top tier, and we'll be making a carp for wave 2.
You just never know what's going to strike a chord with people, which you know, like going back to community, like you said, you know, when people make it known, you know, hey, we want this, we want that, we don't like this, we like this instead. That actually helps development. So
right,
yeah. Well, and I did a survey early on, like of figures people would want, and so I think at one point, because I was like, oh, I'm going to do a panther, that would be sweet, and I could do like maybe people that like the Black Panther, it could kind of have the he was going to have like dark armor, and then I can't remember if I did like a turquoise bluish gems or whatever, because they have like these sphere gems all over them, or it might have been purple like Black Panther. But anyway, either I put him next to the shark and like I think that's what it was. Yeah, I put him next to the shark, and everyone was like, I need that shark. So I'm like, put it through a survey and like, hey, we got a shark going. So, and I'm glad I did, because like me just thinking, oh, a panther would be sweet, but then like now I see just like, yeah, talking to you guys, like people love that shark, and I'm like, okay, that I love like just hearing what people think and then trying to implement that into the design or the whole process.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, the shark kind of goes back to like Street Sharks too, so it's not just Battle Beasts. You've got like there's a shark need that people have to fill.
Yeah, and then there's other things that have sharks. You got the like Street Sharks, and then the Suicide Squad. Like when I was making this, I think like that was like becoming a big thing, or it was like, was he in the first one? He was only in the second one, right?
Second,
right? Yeah.
Yeah. So I think when I very first started this, I was like, he kind of came around at the same time, and I was like, oh, okay, people will want that too. Like I can see that.
He's also in the animated Harley Quinn series, so he's in that, I think, more than the movie.
Right.
In the movie, so
he was a fun character in that movie. I remember seeing that. He was like,
certainly.
Wasn't that was Sylvester Stallone the voice of that? I think, or
I don't know.
I think it was him, or
maybe he didn't have a voice and he just like ate stuff. Like
he did.
No, he spoke.
Okay. I can't remember. So while you're looking that up, what combat creatures or battle beasts would you want to see made, or like battle beasts made as combat creatures, or is there an animal that you like or just want to see?
I personally would like. I have the octopus.
Oh, nice! Okay. Yeah, that'd be fun.
I think this would be really fun. Yeah. And my absolute favorite, was this guy. He's a kangaroo.
Oh, that would be. I remember having him too. He was.
And he came with a little. Well, it's over here, but he came with like a boomerang figure, toy, and it's like that would be cool. But I mean, I'm just down for anything remotely like it.
And I heard you earlier say like the anthropomorphic. Like I love that you actually knew that word, and it wasn't like that's like I didn't know that well. Like I knew what it was, but like I didn't know the actual. I thought it was anthropomorphic, and so as I was like writing that, I was like, no, that's not it. And I had to like do all this research of like anthropomorphic, and with how many times I've written that lately, it's like, oh man,
right? Oh, yeah, it's ingrained now. So. So you are correct. It was Sylvester Stallone.
Okay. Yeah, I thought so.
That's I did not know that.
Yeah, that was one of the things I thought was really fun about it.
Let's see. So for me, a creature that I would like to see. Are we going back to the original Battle Beast or just like any?
Yeah, either or and like I'm just kind of curious like what people want to see because I think I know what's cool, but like I said with the Panther, like I think that's cool, and then people like throw like a shark in there. I'm like, okay, like I'm just curious.
I know the shark is like, wait a minute, are you sure?
Yeah, I know. No, I definitely want a Panther. So
yeah.
For me, probably a turtle, but it doesn't have to be like the hardtop turtle from Battle Beasts. Like it could be more, like you could push him out a little bit more to like experiment with like the silhouette like you did with your serpent.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's I was also thinking like because like naturally I was thinking making them look like a Ninja Turtle, but then it actually would be cool to make it like the face actually look like a real kind of turtle with like the hard like beak thing or whatever they got going on. Like,
yeah, and like the helmet could just come over and it doesn't even have to be like a full helmet. It could be like a piece that sits on top or something, and then the shield could be his shell.
Yeah, there you go. That would be sweet. See, yeah, it's just fun. Like everyone just has an idea of something that would be cool, and that's what I want for like just in general. But like that high reward, I want people to be able to like just brainstorm like ideas like that. But if they don't want to pledge for that one because that one's a high one. But eventually, like once these are made, I'd love to just do like just get ideas for things that people want and just make it. And, see if other people want it. Be fun.
Yeah. That'll be fun.
And since I have like the base articulation system and like a lot of the parts, that just makes it so much easier for me to like 3D model it. Like if it's all right there rather than like, oh, I want it to be scaled to like Black Series compared to G.I. Joe where it's just a little bit different or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I can't wait. I gotta tell you.
Yeah, it's fun. I'm glad you guys like it. It's definitely been fun to like just get all this ready and just see what people like and continue to just grow it. And I've just got so many other plans I want to do with combat creatures. Like I've got so many figures back like on the back burner, and not just figures, but I've got weapons, and I've even got like vehicles that are like could be 1/12 scale, but also could work with 1/18 scale because of the size. It could be like a 2-seater for 1/18 or a 1-seater for 1/12. So like, I just the sky's kind of the limit with what I want to do with this.
Heck yeah, man. And vehicles are definitely possible definitely popular because now you have Mezco, Valaverse, Hasbro, all making and McFarlane all making toys that 1/12 scale figures can fit into, and it's just like
the other guys are doing it, but McFarlane's like, here, hold my beer, let me show you this, let me show you how it's done. It doesn't have to be $100+ vehicle.
Yeah, how much is the McFarlane stuff?
By comparison, pretty cheap.
I think it was like $200.
Oh, wow.
Well, you're probably talking about the Batmobile, yeah. But if you look at like the stuff that he's got like mass produced that are out at like Target and Walmart and stuff, he's got those that big monster truck Batmobile thing that he did. It was not like the same price tier as the '89 Batmobile.
Right.
Okay.
It was more relatively like consumer product friendly, and
right.
But he orders such a large run on some of that stuff. He could take advantage of that cheaper price point.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, and I'm sure Hasbro did too, because I mean, I think they managed to get their the Jeep thing revealed was pretty cheap and by comparison.
Well, it's not out yet, so
Well, right.
That remains to be seen.
Yeah.
I think they announced the price, but I don't recall. But
well, it wasn't a HasLab, so
right. I mean, that's the important thing.
I don't know. Hasbro. I have a love-hate relationship with them.
Yeah,
I think
same.
a lot of people do. Yeah, especially it seems like maybe was it like 2019 and 20 when it was just like maybe it was during COVID or something, but it was like rough. Like everyone was like, I feel like that's when at least when I saw like the hate come out, be people just being pissed about like their Target orders, or maybe it was a Target hate. I don't know, but like just getting the pre-orders and just getting them dropped, and like I just see stuff like people showing their orders and have it say like canceled. I'm like, oh, that sucks.
Yeah. COVID was rough. There was a lot of exclusivity going on with some of the retailers, especially with Target. With some of like the Joe stuff, they had that whole Cobra Island thing. And people, like, whenever you were able to try and order it online, it would just sell out in seconds, it seemed like. And so people were like, oh, there's bot programs and all this kind of stuff, and scalper this and scalper that. And it was a bloodbath. People were pissed.
Well, and not to mention the Hasbro 112 Rancor didn't fund either that around that same time. So it's like add salt to the wound.
Well, I think I think they jumped the shark on the Rancor. They should have waited for Book of Boba Fett to come out.
Yeah, I agree.
That's true. Yeah, did they do that? Did they do that right before Book of Boba Fett?
They did.
They did, and then it came out, and then everyone's like, "Oh, well, crap! I should have ordered."
Right, and they were begging them to bring it back. They're like, "Yeah, now we want it." They totally missed the mark on that.
Right.
That thing was like, man, what was that, like $350 or something?
Yeah, it was around 300, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been sweet, like to have something that big, but
heck yeah,
that's a lot. But
yeah, it is. But so all the other play sets and stuff like that.
Yeah,
he hit the Thunder Tank. He got the Thunder Tank, and he's got his eye on the Cat Slayer.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't know where you're gonna put all this, man.
I have no idea where I'm gonna put the Cat Slayer. I have when it comes, but
you'll have to put everything on top of it.
Well, yeah, see, that's what I was talking about with Brian Flynn. He's just like, yeah, no, you don't worry about that. You get all the figures, and then you put the play set in, then you put all the stuff on top of it, and it's just like, yeah, that's true. Like, and I'm looking around, and I've measured my desk multiple times, and I know it fits right here, and I know it'll fit over here. So it's like I just need to move all this other stuff, and
you're gonna have to redo your introduction on the show. This is Dustin live from the Cat Slayer.
The Cat Slayer.
Just have it behind you.
Yeah. Well, and that's the other thing. I should if I was smart, I would. But I'm not smart. I would set up a lap desk over here, and have my figures behind me. But no, you don't have. I have a poster behind me over here, and pictures over here. It's
the only reason why this is here is because this is probably the cleanest spot in my room to use as a background. So I don't want you to see everything else. So just look at this. But speaking of play sets and vehicles and stuff, Bo, have you thought about like a future for play sets and everything for these?
Yeah, for sure. I went pretty hardcore like into designing like play sets and vehicles. And when I was doing my 3D printed like the minifig, when I was doing the 2.5 inch figures, I started making like mechs and stuff like that, and modular vehicles where things like mix and match. Like I told you, Morphonauts is all about morphing, mixing, matching. So like, if I'm gonna make something, I'm gonna be like, I don't want it to be one thing. I'm like, okay, you can do this thing and it's gonna look awesome. It's gonna hold together. But if you want to mix it up, like, I wanted to be able to do that. So anyway, yeah, I was going pretty hardcore into like making like some cool mechs and stuff like that. Like even that would work with the combat creatures. So yeah, I was telling you, there's definitely room for that. I haven't gone so much into the like the play sets, but when on the bigger ones, like on the 6.5, but yeah, I definitely could modify some of those ideas with the little 2.5-inch sets that are 4-inch sets.
Well, and we didn't get I think there was only like 2 official play sets that for the Battle Beasts as it was back in the day. And I think it was just mainly a battle platform, and the same thing with Beast Saga that came out later on, or maybe Laser Beast. There was only like a battle platform that they could shoot from and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I think that would be really awesome and accessible too.
Yeah, start with the smaller scale ones. Make like a playset thing for them. I mean, that's something that we always wanted as kids, but never got with the official Battle Beast. I think that would be great.
Yeah, I actually on my video there's it's called the Vortex Prime, which is this portal that goes to all the other worlds. I actually designed that to be like kind of smaller because I want to be able to make that into like a little playset thing and like have a platform, and because I want like one of the big battles to kind of take place around that. So like you just kind of reminded me. I was like, I haven't like really gone far, and then I was like, oh wait, I totally did that with the Vortex Prime thing.
Yeah.
So,
awesome.
That'll be awesome. I can't wait.
It'll be fun. A lot of fun things, and the Kickstarter. It's been fun to just create fun things, and like as I create the story, like add a whole movie, like put it together. It almost was like making like a little movie trailer, and so it's like as I'm making it, I can totally like. And getting the pictures and putting them all together, like I can just see like Jon Favreau directing it because he's got the technology with like Lion King and Jungle Book. Like I'm like, oh, and then like Book of Boba Fett or Mandalorian. It's like if you mixed all that together, it's like this would be the perfect, coolest movie ever.
Yeah. Yeah, their view screen is insane. The what's it called? The
volume.
Yeah, the volume. Yeah. That thing is nuts.
Yeah, I've just seen the videos, and it's like they like revolve it around or whatever while they're standing there, and like when they're standing there, it's like it just looks like a background, and then they like do the computer stuff. It's like, oh wait, they just threw another background, and it's pretty nuts how they got that to look like. Sometimes you can tell it's there when you're watching the show, but I mean for what it does, like. It's like you can kind of suspend your disbelief a little bit and not like be like, oh, I know that's fake, that's the volume, but it's like, man, for what you're able to get with TV, that's pretty sweet.
No kidding. Yeah.
I mean, I imagine it's great for the actors because that puts them right in that atmosphere of the world that they're supposed to be in instead of just a green or blue screen behind them, and they have to use their imagination to, I guess this would look like that, but. It's there.
Right.
Well, they couldn't have done like the Mandalorian to look the way he did. And I can't remember if I saw this on the special, but because he's all chrome, like solid chrome, like a green screen, like that would just all reflect. So you would see a green Mandalorian. But because they have that, you got all the lighting information that just bounces and reflects everything and just looks like perfect. It's they'd have to paint up that armor, and it wouldn't have looked half as cool with like
definitely not
the non-chrome.
It'd been a much more expensive show too, I imagine.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe, but oh goodness. I mean, I'm just I'm blown away by the combat creatures that you have, and I'm just so excited for what the future holds for this line.
Yeah, totally.
And your Kickstarter, you've got 21 days left to go, so it's
only been going a week, and we got the initial surge. We're halfway there, so just got to have people keep going and checking it out, pledge a little here, a little there, and we get it funded and get all the stretch goals, or maybe not. Like I just think having the 4 figures would be sweet, but hey, if we get more, that's awesome.
Heck yeah. Like I said, I'm wanting to unlock that serpent dude. It's like, I want to see what that's about.
As soon as it funds, I'll probably show off. Maybe I don't know if I'll wait for the first stretch goal to hit, but as soon as it funds, I'm like itching to show what this thing can do, because it's
yeah.
freaking awesome.
Yeah. Oh, I cannot wait. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah. And I appreciate you guys just having me on and like being able to talk about it. It's been fun. I love, like, as you can see, I love just like kind of geeking out about us and kind of sharing with you the process of what I've gone through to like kind of make it. It's fun.
Yeah. And I mean, goodness, you're definitely welcome to come back anytime you want. And we'll be happy to have you. You've been a pleasure to talk to.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. It's been awesome.
Well, I don't want to take up any more of your time. I know we're at an hour here, so I just want to say best of luck. I'm waiting to put my pledge in, but that's because I have to get permission from the boss.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I'm the same way with my stuff. Yeah, I know, like right now it's the world's just kind of crazy, so I definitely get it. So yeah, I just appreciate you guys like supporting the campaign, supporting me, just bringing me on to kind of share it with people. So yeah, it's
absolutely
been awesome.
Yeah, I'll be throwing the pledge in myself, so I've got to have some of these.
Yeah, they're going to be awesome. Yeah, I'm excited. I just I'm starting to get I sent them out to a few like reviewers, like, and they're showing them like everything they do, and it's like it's cool to see them have them in hand and be like, okay, this is a big beefy, like it's a beefy figure. It's not like something like kind of dinky and like skinny. Like I made these guys like kind of like a mix of, it's like what I was saying, it's got the He-Man, it's got like with the just big bulky muscles, and then the armor's like Warhammer was just like solid, and then the joints are all like really thick. So yeah, these are some big boys.
And I know I'm itching to get one in hand at some point. It's like I want one of these so I can try it out. But dude, it's so excited. But I'm beyond excited.
Cool. I'm glad you guys like them.
And I think I'm gonna play us out on your video that you have on the website.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome.
But yeah. So like I said, again, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you, and look forward to what the future holds. Yeah.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for letting me showing off the Kickstarter campaign. All you guys watching, go and support the campaign and see how fun it is, and like get you some combat creature figures. And like I was saying, because I've gone through the process and have already done so much, I'll be able to get these out like quicker than most Kickstarters. I think I'm hoping to get them earlier than what the actual date says. So we'll see how it goes.
Absolutely. Where did the video go?
It's at the very top.
It's up here. Yeah. Here we go. All right. Well, I'm gonna leave you guys with this, and so we still got 21 days to go. A lot of time to back this project, but do it sooner rather than later, because I want to see that snake dude, because that sounds insane, amazing. And so
get your pledges in. You don't have to wait for it to get funded to pledge for it. Pledge now. You don't get charged right now. It gets charged as it ends, as it funds. So you're not going to be charged right away for this. That's not how Kickstarter works. Make your pledges. Let's get those minifigure factories, the factory minifigures. Go in and add that.
Thanks, guys.
In a world where dimensions collide and heroes rise, comes a new line of 6.5-inch action figures with 31 points of articulation. Brace yourselves for the dark realm of Alferia, a place where souls are forged and dark forces loom. Alferia is home to Vortex Prime, a portal to every corner of creation. In this world, demonic serpents, denied a physical form, seek escape to tempt, torment, and possess creatures in every realm. To guard the vortex from these sinister beings, elite warriors are called from diverse animal worlds to guard the portal. Introducing the fearless Virili, the king of beasts. Armed with a massive broadsword, plasma rifle, and lion shield, this warrior commands attention on the battlefield. Build your lion army and let the clash of steel lead them to victory. Prepare for the mighty wolf, Luna, a symbol of loyalty and unmatched strength. With sharp crescent moon blades attached to his forearm gauntlets, this hero never backs down from a challenge. Create a pack of wolves and let their razor-sharp weapons echo through the battleground. Witness Commander Sealock, the enemy trader of the combat creatures and commander of the Soul Serpent Army. This master of the deep seas navigates any aquatic battleground with ease. He is armed with a large shark sword adorned with razor-sharp teeth blades. Assemble a fleet of sharks and strike terror above or below the waves. Unleash the unparalleled might of Bruin Skull, who now stands as both traitor and ally to the Soul Serpents. Due to their otherworldly influence, wields razor-sharp claws that double as impenetrable shields. This formidable warrior obliterates any opposition that dares to confront him. Gather a tribe of bears and allow their vengeance to reshape the battlefield. Behold, the combat creatures,